Welcome back, folks. Dow down 927, NASDAQ off 213, S&P's off 62. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Teddy Kekstadt, as we do every Wednesday at 40 past the hour. You can reach Teddy, folks, every trading day at forex-trading-unlock.com. That's forex-trading-unlock.com. Ride 'em, cowboy.
Yeah. What an amazing environment we have going on, huh?
It is over the top, Teddy. There's no doubt. And you know, it doesn't matter what market we're talking. You know, the moves. Actually, I mean, the moves in currencies are fast, but the moves in the S&P are like you know, a tornado, man.
Right. Well, you know, it's kind of funny. Remember a few weeks ago we started talking about even like the Turkish lira and the peso, how radical and how volatile they were, and now it's actually finally hit. I mean, remember the euro? I mean, we went a year and a half where they could barely get more than a 70 pip range, you know.
Yes.
And now they have, you know, $2.50 ranges a day, you know.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. The U.S. dollar bull is in full force today. That's for sure.
That was fast, furious. What the dollar index just did, folks, okay, it just ripped apart the last highs out here, laying out at 99.910. You're at 100.790. And bottom line is that your next level up here is at that 100.820. And, you know, the way it's moving, man, you know, there's no reason it can't basically not only hit that, but probably rip it apart. So.
Well, I think you just rip it apart, I think is right. You know, I mean, with what's going on right now, we're not looking, technicals and fundamentals are totally out the window, you know, I mean, and I think that social media, you know, remember, like, we've had this before, like with swine flu and SARS and things, the previous ones, but social media wasn't in place where it really, like, had its presence like it does now. And I think that besides having a pandemic, and I'm not downplaying the virus, I think that the information that's out there, it's almost like information overload, and it's exacerbating a lot of what's going on in the markets.
No, I can see that. I can see that because there's no doubt. Everyone is looking to hang your hat on something, and you can see why, right?
Right. Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
That's what it comes down to. There's no doubt about it. You know, yeah, so I mean, we take a look at this. We go over to the euro. You know, the real question is going to be, I guess, you know, even the folks that are basically in the fundamental camp, it's going to be like, okay, how is this whole thing going to shake out? What do you need? Do you need dollars? Do you need euros? Do you need yen? You know,
right.
Where is it going to be? The thing that's so intriguing is that we know that they're going to apply huge amounts of paper into the world. You know, but I was thinking about this morning, and I'm saying to myself, well, that wouldn't, you know, that's going to be good for cash flow. But that certainly is not going to make really some currencies, it doesn't seem it's going to make some currencies stronger than others because there's so much money lost simultaneously. So you have all these losses over here. They were paper losses, but they're true losses, head-wise, right? Then you got over here, they're going to put money into it. So I suspect when we count the money they put into the economy, folks, versus what just got sucked out of the economy, it's going to be very minute compared to what just got sucked out of this economy. So there's a repricing of everything, right?
I agree with you 100% on that, and especially because you know how I'm a bond guy, and like when we're looking now at historic lows for interest rates, you know, there's only one place for interest rates to go eventually, and now with this bailout, what they're going to have to do is you're going to have quantitative easing going on throughout the globe.
Right.
Okay. So what's going to happen eventually is that this is going to affect the credit markets. I mean, no matter what, there's no way this cannot affect the credit markets. I mean, we're just lucky that right now we have, this is all just because of a virus. This wasn't because of an economic downturn or other things like that, you know, but now we're in a situation where we are very, very vulnerable, you know. So, and I think that right now, flight to quality, I mean, the dollar, you know how much of a dollar bear I have been for months. And then because of this, I mean, you have to look for flight to quality. Europe is now in full lockdown. So it's not like, I mean, could you imagine if you live in Florida, I live in Illinois. So right now we would not be able to drive from, you know, our cities to each other if we wanted to.
No, I'm with you. No, there's no doubt. So, and on top of this, folks, I don't want to bear bad news, but this is like so Utah just had a very large earthquake about 10 minutes ago. It's like,
oh, jeez.
I know. This is just coming across the tape. Now, the tape already saw this because this happened right before we were coming on the air. And they don't have the full story out here. Oh, here it is. Oh, geez, this is Salt Lake City. So what do they say? Let's see, 5.7 magnitude earthquake shook Salt Lake City and its suburbs a few minutes ago, sending residents fleeing from their homes, knocking out power, and bringing the city's light rail system to a halt. Yeah, this is... Now, when that hits social media, forget it. People will think it's going to be the end of the world, man. And folks,
sure.
guess
Well,
what?
you know, and that's just it. The social media now, people start to panic. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I mean, now the state of Illinois is pretty much in a lockdown. All bars and restaurants have been shut down since Tuesday, you know, and will be until the end of the month. And now they're even talking about shutting down even more things. Schools are out. You know, for a couple of weeks, it's no big deal, you know. But if you start to, like you said, like an earthquake or things like that, where now you're trying to keep people social distancing, and now you have people without power, without food. They're going to have to come together in large groups. How do you, you know, it's a contrast in terms at a time when you just can't, you know, deal with that. So hopefully, I think the one good thing America has going for us is that we do things better, faster than everyone else on the planet, you know. So hopefully that edge helps us through this, you know, and I think it will, you know, over the long term.
Yeah.
But the markets are crazy. I tell everybody, you know, when every day now, I'm like, unless you're already in the trend and you're really experienced and you're very disciplined with your trading, now's the time to step out, you know, being in cash, you know, I mean, the markets are always going to be here. The question is, will you be able to still be here tomorrow?
Right,
you know?
and take care of your health. Because this is a health deal, folks. Okay, you always can make money. That's the real bottom line. You know, there's no two ways about that. You know, take care of yourself first, and then the rest of it will follow. There's no doubt.
And I scaled back tremendously. Like, I love this volatility, and I have friends who are like, "Oh, you're in heaven. Everyone is, you know, hating it." You know, and I'm like, "Well, this is when I can make my money." But this is such extreme volatility where I can't trade my normal size. I actually am trading literally a quarter of what I normally trade. But I'm doing well, and I'm happy because I'm getting moves. But I can't take that kind of risk, you know, especially these overnights over the weekends.
Yeah, there's no way. No one can. And if they do, folks, that's, as I said a little bit earlier, that's like playing roulette at the casino. And that's not where it's at. You know what I mean?
Well, remember we talked last week about how the overnight trade on the Sunday, how the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, how it didn't matter if you were long or short, unless you had been in the trend for a long time and your risk was way high, there's no way you weren't stopped out of that market.
Right.
You could not have not been fried out of that, you know? So, and now what, think about the equity markets. I mean, how many traders, if they're putting on positions, they're gambling right now. You have to scale down. You have to be very, very mindful of your trading capital. You know, investing's different than trading. Stocks, now is the time to start buying good companies. You know, Starbucks at 56 versus 110, you know, a couple months ago. Starbucks will come back. You know, eventually this will pass, you know, and their infrastructure is in place. People will go back to work very quickly, you know, once that does happen. So things like that, I mean, I think if for equity traders, now is a good time to start buying in, but I still think we're not through it yet, you know, but good value companies for sure. Otherwise, go to cash.
Go to cash.
Just like
Cash
get out of your
is
bond
king.
funds. Where are you going to go?
You can get Teddy every trading day, folks, at Forex-Trading-Unlocked. Teddy, you have a great week, safe week. We look forward to speaking next Wednesday.
Thanks, guys.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I will come right back.